Hello everybody, welcome back to Paint the Party. Something different today. I'm going to be building the Lightning Buster Gundam. As you can probably tell from the title and thumbnail, this is the first Gundam I've ever built. I know it's a bit different from what we normally do here, but I thought it'd be fun to do something sort of not crazily different, but different enough to make a nice change. Before we get into the build, I just wanted to thank everyone that's supported me so far. We just hit 10 subscribers, which is a pretty cool little milestone. So if you do watch this and you enjoy it, feel free to subscribe. But yeah, let's get into the build. So I'm not sure how many pieces this was. I tried to find out, but it didn't say anywhere on the box, and I couldn't find anywhere online. But it felt like a lot. I enjoyed doing the build. I just don't think I'd ever film myself doing it again. It kind of took away a bit of the enjoyment for me because it was having to worry about lighting and shots, and if something was taking too long to build. So it'd be quite nice to just sit down and do one just for fun, really. But anyway, we started with the head, obviously, as the instructions say. And I got these little pliers from Amazon. Pliers, snippers, scissors. They're just hobbycraft. I don't actually know what they're called. I'll just say scissors. But yeah, as I said, I'm not too sure how many pieces it was, but it felt like an awful lot by the end. I think it took me about 2.5 hours. So I kind of got into the flow of basically cutting all the pieces out, laying them all out, and then building them, like putting them together. I guess that's probably quite standard. But the first few times when I was building stuff, I was cutting it out as I needed it, and it just got like overwhelming. So in the end, I realised the best way to do it is just cut out everything you need for that piece, then read through the instructions and build it all. This was me putting stickers on. I didn't even consider this was anything you had to do, and it's just very finicky, as you can see. I did have these little tweezers though that helped an awful lot. This sticker that I put on is sort of slightly off, but this isn't the first time I tried to do it. I think it was about a few times before I was happy with it. And then there was these cool little eyes that went on the glowing eyes. I actually put these on fairly well. Yeah, see, there's the tiny little stickers. I could barely even get the camera to focus on it. About this point here, I thought that was the head done, and I was like, oh my god, the head's finished, it looks so cool. And then I realised, oh no, there's another piece, and this took me way longer to get on than it should have, but once it was on, it looked really cool. So yeah, that was the head done, and then it moved us on to the body. It was strange. You kind of build parts of it and then add the armour on later on. That'll make sense further down the line. But when I built this piece, it did not look like the body at all. And then you add like 4 more pieces and it kind of all comes together. There were some pieces, as you can see here, where I don't know, I could not get my head around what the instructions were telling me to do, and it there were a few times where I got fairly frustrated and had to walk away for a minute because, yeah, it is fun and I did enjoy it, but afterwards I kind of came away and my eyes were aching just from staring at these tiny little pieces. So this is the two body pieces together. Like I said earlier, until you actually put the armor pieces on, they don't really look how they're supposed to. But the head goes onto there, and the arms onto the left and right. So these are the rest of the body pieces, like the outer shell, I guess, or like the armor is supposed to be. Once these go on, it looks a lot more like a Gundam. This is me thinking, trying to understand something very simple, and then I did it wrong anyway. So I do get it right, don't worry. Yeah, see. You knew you got it right because it would just snap and it wasn't going anywhere. And that was it for the body mainly. This here is me building the arms. So I think that in my hand there is the, I want to say like the elbow or the shoulder. I'm pretty sure it might be the elbow. But again, this was a case of me, you obviously have to build two arms and two legs, obviously. So I would cut all the pieces out, put them all flat, and then have to figure out which ones go to which arm or which leg. But here's the finished arms. So as you can see, once it's laid out, it starts to take form. And this is another section of me trying to figure out something simple. So these were the shoulders. And like I said, once you got it in the right position, it was quite clear because it would just slot in and then click in place. But this was my favourite piece. It was a shame there was only two pieces for these. It would have been cool if instead of having the stickers for the eyes, they'd have done something like that as well. But they kind of sat in those shoulder parts just behind the orange to look like lights, obviously. But yeah, as I said, I thought they were really cool, but there was only two of them, which was kind of a shame. This part is the waist. I sped this up quite a lot because this was like, I think 7 minutes of me building the waist. There was two pieces to this that then just connected to each other, and then there was more little lights. But like I said a minute ago, these stickers are the same colour as that plastic was. I know it's a lot smaller, but I feel like it would have looked a lot better without stickers. So once I'd done the waist, it was onto the legs. Yeah, once you've done the feet, the legs just slide into them. And it's all got this sort of, I can't remember what it calls it in the instructions manual, but it's a special type of movement that it can do, like action movement or something like that. So you can move the feet, like all the joints basically, which is quite cool for modelling. I was planning to eventually maybe do a diorama once I kind of figure out the way I want to do that, and incorporate this Gundam in rather than it just being sat on a shelf. So here's the legs completed with the feet. As I mentioned, I think there might be a couple more bits of armour that just need adding to them. Yeah. So they just fall into there, and then fairly sure it said on the instructions to do that after you've put it in the feet, but I didn't read that. Let's see. It might be the other way around. Oh no, there you go, yeah. Slots in there like that. Once the legs was complete, they just clipped into the waist here. And then the body obviously onto the waist. With the head and the arms too. I don't think I did this bit right. I had to go back and kind of take the shoulders apart a little bit, because you can see these massive gaps between the shoulder blades and the chest. I don't think that's how it's supposed to look, so I did end up going back and kind of making that look a bit more flush. And then off camera I built this little backpack. It was just 3 pieces that clipped together. I guess that's for like if he was being chased and he needed to fire flares. And then he has these cannons, like a dual cannons on his back. This is just a mount for them. There's 2 of these, and they just clip into the backpack. Yeah, I got angry here. Yeah. Yeah. So they clip into there, and then once I build the guns then just clip onto there, and you can obviously move them around however you need. Apparently, this Gundam main focus is long range. I've never watched any of the Gundam series, and I can't find it anywhere. I was going to watch it before doing this, so I would know a little bit going in, but I couldn't find anywhere to watch it for free. So and yeah, these are the blasters, the long range rifles. Fairly easy here, these just clip together, and then the green just clips onto them. I really like the green colour that they use for this with the orange. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but when I bought this, it was a mystery box, so I didn't know what I was going to get. Just because it was my first one, I didn't want to just pick one that I liked the look of. It would be nice to try something different that I wouldn't normally go for. But when I saw this, I was really pleased, because this is probably what I would have chosen anyway. So as I mentioned, yeah, these just clip together. And that was that. These clip up here like this, so we can shoot at long range. But here he is all together. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. As I said, I know this is a bit different. Next week the painting will be back, the giveaway will be back. But thank you for watching this one. If you're new, subscribe. If you're old, like. Cheers.